How can DBT Group help your teen? Hi, I'm Catherine with Mindful Healing, and I lead one of the teen groups of DBT for Mindful Healing. Group can sound really intimidating to teenagers. They don't like the idea of maybe having to share their feelings all together. But the fantastic thing about DBT Group is that's just not the reality of what group is. Instead, group is a lot more like taking a class in all of the skills that we're learning to help us replace the poorer habits we may have developed to deal with our problems. Group gives us an opportunity to learn in a setting we're familiar with, almost like a class, and gives us peers to spend time with and get to know, but also be able to practice our skills with. It gives us a little space outside of our therapeutic environment so that we can spend our therapeutic hour talking about the things that are personal to us rather than reviewing skills, and creates a really effective way for our therapists to keep track of where you're at, what skills you've already tackled, and what skills you may not have access to yet. Taking your teen and getting them to do DBT Group may seem like a challenge, but in reality, most of my teens really love it. It's a way for them to learn and grow and really keep track of their skills. And if you have some hesitations, I would encourage you, maybe give it a try. DBT Group has a lot of different activities that we participate in. Some of them are to help build skills, some of them are to help us remember skills, but all of them can be really, really helpful. My personal favorite is bingo. Now you might be thinking, bingo, how is that related to DBT? But when it comes to DBT, all of the skills build on themselves. They build on each other. And remembering each and every skill can be really tough sometimes, even with all the fun mnemonic devices. Bingo provides a fun way to study. We take all the skills that we've used throughout a week, we put them on a bingo card, and then we send them in. I put them all on a hat, and we pull from the hat to see who gets bingo first, and sometimes there's even a prize. That's why it's my favorite. Not only is it fun and rewarding for my teens, but it's also a great way to know that they are reviewing their skills and practicing them throughout the week. DBT is a course of treatment that has been studied and shown to be extremely effective among many populations of dysregulated people. But why is it so effective? When it comes to our unhealthier habits and things that may lead us to destructive paths, all of these different behaviors are basically rooted in one thing, and that is a coping mechanism. A lot of our unhealthiest behaviors are just coping mechanisms that have gone awry because we didn't have the skills we needed to cope with difficult and frustrating situations. Our emotions can become overwhelming, situations can seem unmanageable, and so we resort to whatever works. When this happens in teens, a lot of the times it can look like eating disorders, it can look like self-harm, it can look like drugs or getting in with the wrong crowd. When it comes to DBT, the reason it's so effective is because rather than saying you just cannot engage in these harmful but helpful coping mechanisms, we work on helping you build skills that will replace those coping mechanisms. We give you tools that you can use right away, and with practice, they've been shown clinically to be extremely effective in helping to manage the stresses and emotions we run into when we're having dysregulation. These skills build on each other and can cover a number of different varieties of approaches, so there's something that's right for everyone. And that is why DBT is so effective.